Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the unit number 4, right? We are going to discuss about unit number 4 in the surveying, right? So till now we completed 3 units. Next we are going to the unit number 4, right? So where we have 3 topics mainly. So among the 3 topics, one of the topic is curves. Right? So what is the need of studying these curves in the surveying, and what is the importance of these curves in the field of civil engineering? We will discuss first of all, right? So when curves will come, right? So whenever you are going to moving in a straight line, right? So whenever you want to change the direction, right? So change the direction like this, right? So here we need a curve. If 2 straight lines are there, right? So this is one straight line, this is another straight line. So to connect from one side to another straight line, right? So you need to have some curved portion. Okay, so that is called as the curves, right? So these curves will be there in the 2 directions. Okay, so this is a horizontal position. Suppose if you are going in a vertical position, if you are climbing a curve, right? So again, if you want to descend, this is ascent and descent now. So in your descent here we are having a this portion is called curve, right? So this is came in vertical position, and this is came in horizontal position, right? So where these curves will be used, right? In the case of field of civil engineering, now we are going to use mainly in the case of highways and railways, right? Highways and railways, right? So in highways, where we are going to use, okay? So when highway or railway, right? So we can't able to put the railway line or highway line in a straight road, right? Due to some other obstructions, like some maybe there may be a mountain, right? There may be a hill, small hill, and there may be some small pond, right? So we can't able to put the railway or roadway across that pond, right? So what you have to do in such situations, we are going to change our direction, right? If here is the pond, right? Our road direction is going to change like this, right? So here you can find a curve here, and we are going to find a curve here, right? So these curves are going to play an important role in the highway and railways, right? Why? Because if you are negotiating, if you are crossing the curve, you need to reduce your velocity. Otherwise, you are going to fall, right? Due to centrifugal force, right? So you have to design the curves very in a what is called civil engineering design manner with some specifications, right? So then only the road safety will be good. Even railways also is going to design, okay, curves according to the rules and specifications, right? So before going into that application, first of all we want to know what is meant by curve and what are the different types of curves, right? So how we are going to designate, right? How we are going to tell which type of curve, right? What is that curve, okay? So the thing we will going to see in this class, right? So now the first thing is curves, okay? So what is the definition of curves, right? So definition is going to like this: curves are defined as arcs, right? So these are the arcs with some finite radius provided between intersecting straights to gradually negotiate a change in direction, right? So this is a arc. Arc is like this, right? So this is an arc with some finite radius. That means if you are taking a circle, right? If you are taking a circle, so from circle you are having a radius r, right? So now part of the curve we are going to take, right? So that is called arc, okay? This part I am taking now, so that part I am going to take. This is a arc with radius r, right? So with some fine radius provided between intersecting straights to gradually negotiate a change in the direction, right? So if I am moving in this direction, if I want to change my direction to this direction, so in here we are going to provide a arc, right, with some finite radius. Finite means limited one, right? So with the finite radius provided between 2 intersecting straights, okay? This is one straight line, this is another straight line, okay? Here we are going to provide curve like this, right? This arc of circle arc with finite radius is called a curve, right? So this change in direction of the straights may be in a horizontal or a vertical plane. Okay, till now we saw only in the case of horizontal. Sometimes already I told that we are going to see the curve even in the case of if this is a hill, right? So if you are climbing hill with your bike, right? So you can't able to change into direction. So here what you have to do, at the apex point you need to provide a curve like this, right? Curve like this, so that your journey will be more comfortable, right? So in this case also it is a vertical curve, right? So if this is the hill, right? This is the vertical curve and in the normal direction, okay? So these are called the horizontal curves, right? So horizontal or vertical plane resulting in a provision of horizontal or vertical curve respectively. So this is a vertical curve, this is horizontal curve. Then coming to the next point, curves are generally used in the highways and railways, right? So generally these curves are used in the highways and railways where it is necessary to change, right? Where it is necessary to change the direction, right? So necessary to change the direction of motion, right? So if you want to move from one direction to another direction, curve should be there on the highways and railways. Okay, so a curve may be different types. Okay, so that is right. So that may be circular one, right? There may be a circular, parabolic, or spiral. Okay, so and is always tangents to the straight lines, right? To straight lines. Then we will see the classification of curves, right? Classification of curves, right? So these are two types. One is horizontal and second one is the vertical curves, right? So horizontal curves, okay, those are intersecting straights are in the horizontal plane, right? So if you are taking normal road curve, no, how it will be? It is in a horizontal way. Then coming to the vertical curves. So where you will see vertical curves? Already told that during the hill, right? If there is in a high location like this, you will see the vertical curve. This is the vertical curve. Horizontal curve when you will take, and you will see in a, if you are taking a road, right? So this is the horizontal curve, right? So where the intersecting in the horizontal means the intersecting sides are in the horizontal plane. If it is a vertical plane, those curves are called the vertical curves, right? Again, the curves are of two types, that is summit curve. What is called vertical curves are again two types. One is summit curves and another one is the valley curves, right? So when it is a summit and when it is the valley, na, suppose you are coming from high level to low level, again you are going to rise to high level. Okay, this is a valley, right? If you are providing any curve, right, in this position, this is called valley curve. If you are climbing to a position, right, so this is the summit curve. At the top point you are taking na, so that's why it is called summit, and this is the valley curves. These are the two types in the case of vertical curves. Again, horizontal curves also having the further classification such as circular curves, and second one is the non-circular curves or transition curves. Okay, so finally horizontal curves are the curves which are placed in the horizontal plane. Vertical curves are the curves which are going to placed in the vertical plane. So horizontal curves are two types, that is circular curve and non-circular curve or transition curves. Then vertical curves are again two types, those are valley curves and the summit curves. Okay, so this is all about classification of curves, right? So first we will see the types of circular curves, right? So circular curves are divided into three types, that is simple circular curve, compound curve and reverse curve. Okay, so if you are discussing all about these three curves now, so the syllabus, what is there in your syllabus, you are going to complete it, right? The first thing is simple curve, second one is compound curve, third one is reverse curve. So finally in the case of horizontal, right, in the case of circular curves, okay, we have horizontal curves two types, one is circular and one is the non-circular, but we are going to see the only types of circular curves here, right? So nothing there in your syllabus. Okay, that circular curves again divided into three, that is simple circular curves, compound curves, then reverse curves. Okay, So let us see about the first type. First thing is the simple circular curve, right? Simple circular curve, right? So see, only one curve is there, okay, with the radius for every point is same. Okay, you can see here R, here R, here R, everywhere same radius, right? So a curve which is consists of a single arc of circle, only one circle arc of circle connecting two straight is called simple circular curve, right? So we have one straight line here, another straight line like this. If you are having same radius, right? So if you have same radius, you are going to connect this, right, with this R, right? These are the just geometrical points, right? R. This type of curve is called simple curve, right? Only one radius will be there. Okay. Then coming to the second one, compound curve, right? A curve which is consists of two or more arcs, consists of two or more arcs of the different radii deflecting in the same direction and laying on the same side of common tangent is known as the compound curve, right? So here we are going to use the two types of curves, right? Two or more, right? So n number of curves will be added. If you are combining two or more curves into a single curve, those things are called as the compound curves, right? So but the radius are deflecting, the deflecting radius are in the same direction and laying on the same side of common tangent. Okay, so in this figure you can see here first of all we have one curve with a center to O1 and having radius of R1. Okay, so this point, the curve is there up to this point. Again the second curve with the radius R2 and center to O2 is going to have the again connected to the first one, like this. Two different curves. This is R2, radius R2, and this is radius R1. Okay, R1 radius ఉన్న ఒక కర్వ్, R2 radius ఉన్న ఇంకో కర్వ్, రెండింటిని కంబైన్డ్ గా జాయిన్ చేసి చేసాం కాబట్టి this is called compound curve, right? Next coming to the reverse curve. Okay, so you can see here two types of curves. Okay, not in the same direction. This is in one direction, another is in the another direction. Okay, two curves are there in the reverse opposite direction. That's why it is called reverse curve. Okay, a curve which consists of two circular arcs of same or different radii. You can see here. So this R1 is equals to R. Both sides we can say R1 R1. Okay, R. Sometimes this side R1, this side R2. Different radius will be there or same radius will be there. Okay, so whatever may be the thing, but having the centers on the opposite sides of the common tangent, right? So if you have a common tangent like this, okay, one center is having that side, another center of curve is having the other side. Okay, these curves are quite common in railway ads but are unsuitable for modern highways. These reverse curves are not suitable for highways. Okay, these are also known as the serpentine curves or S curves because of their shape. Okay, since the curve is in the S shape now, so that's why these are all called S curves. Okay, so next important topic is we have in the syllabus elements of simple curve, right? Element of reverse curve, element of compound curves. Okay, these are the main syllabus, right? So first of all we are going to see about the elements of compound parts or a simple circular curve, right? So now you can see here, right? So this is the center of the curve O, right? So from here with some radius, right? With some radius we have a curve like this, right? Now to designate this curve, to draw, right? To establish, right? To put over on the ground, we need so many other parts of the curves. Okay, so those are called as the elements or components parts of the simple curve, right? So here you can see if this is the one radius and this is the radius to another side, so whatever angle is there in between these two, this is called central angle delta, central angle delta, right? So from the exact thing whatever will be there, delta by 2 will be there. Okay, so this is the radius R. Okay, so now from here you did a straight line here, right? So again here we are going to have the two tangents, right? So if you are taking this is the curve. If you are drawing the tangents to this curve, these are called as the tangents, right? So this is the total tangent distance. Okay, so this is another tangent. If where the point is touching with this tangent, that is called T1. On the side where it is going to touch, that is T2, right? So now the first point T1 is called point of curve, and here T2 is called point of tangent C, right? So where the two tangents are getting intersected now, there whatever angle is there, that is called angle of intersection theta. So outside of this angle is called deflection angle, and this point is called point of intersection, right? So whenever you draw a straight line from T1 to T2, right? So whatever difference is there from the curve, this is called mid-ordinate, right? So so here we have a apex distance, another thing. Okay, so let us see one by one what is mean by central angle, what is mean by radius of curve, right? What is mean by point of tangency in the definitions manner. Then we are going to derive the formulas for these elements of the simple curves, right? So let us see first one, back tangent. Back tangent. Okay, the tangent previous to the curve is known as the back tangent or first tangent, right? So whatever there here, you can see here, this is the back tangent previous, right? So this is back tangent, first tangent. Okay, next forward tangent, right? So if the curve is like this, you have tangent like this, and the tangent is like this. This first tangent is the first one, that is back tangent, and next this tangent is called forward tangent. Okay, the tangent following the curve is known as the forward curve or second tangent. This is the first tangent, this is the second tangent. Then coming to the third one, point of intersection. Wherever these two tangents are getting intersect, that is point is called point of intersection, PI, right? The point at which the two tangents are intersect is called point of intersection, right? Ekkadaithe two tangents intersect avutunnayo, that point is called as the point of intersection. Then coming to the fourth one, point of curve, right? The point at which the curve changes its alignment from straight line to a curve is called point of curve, right? So here in this, right? So if curve is like this, okay, if this is some part of straight line, no, so if you are taking like this, right? So from which point is going to, the curve is going to change from the deviate from the straight line to curve position. So that point is called as the point of curve, right? So and it is called point of curve. It is the beginning of the curve. Okay, that's why it is called beginning of the curve. Next, point of tangency. Point of tangency will be there here, right? Where from circular curve to again it is going to become as a straight, right? So now the point at which the curve changes its alignment from curve to the straight line. Curve nunchi straight line ku maarutundi, ikkada maarutundi. So that point is called as the point of tangency. So this point is called point of tangency. This is point of curve. This is point of intersection, right? Next we have the intersection angle, right? So the interior angles between the two tangents are called as the intersection angle, right? So you have one tangent here, one tangent here. Our curve is going to be like this, right? So whatever angle is there inside, this is called intersection angle phi, right? Next one is the deflection angle delta, right? So the exterior angle between two tangents. This is the exterior angle, no? Outside angle, that is called delta, exterior angle. Next, tangent length or distance, right? The distance between point of curve to the or point of tangent to the point of intersection. Okay, see the point of curve, this is point of tangents, right? So from here to point of intersection, whatever distance is there, that is called tangent length. Otherwise, this is also called tangent length. From point of tangent to the point of intersection, whatever length is there, that thing is called tangent length or distance, right? So next, external distance. Next is the external distance. The distance between midpoint of the curve and the point of intersection, right? So midpoint of the curve is here, right? Mid of the curve is there. So from here to point of tangency, whatever length is there, this is called as the external distance, right? ED, external distance. Okay. Next, length of the curve, right? The curve distance between point of curve and point of tangency. Okay. So here to here, whatever horizontal distance is there, this is called as the length of the curve, small l. Length of the curve, small l. Okay. So next, move on to the next point. Length of chord. Length of chord. The straight distance between. Okay. So before what we told now. So this is the length of curve. Length of curve means not this one. This is the length, right? This is the length, that is called as the small l, right? Now length of the chord. Chord means from this point to this point we are taking a straight line. This is called length of chord, right? So length of the chord is the straight distance between point of curve and point of tangency is called the long chord, right? If this is the curve, right? From this point to this point, if you draw straight line now, this is called length of chord, right? Next, mid-ordinate. Mid-ordinate is the vertical distance between midpoint of the curve to the midpoint of the long chord. This is the midpoint of the curve. This is the midpoint of the chord. The vertical distance between these 2 points is called mid-ordinate. Okay. Then next, 13th one, normal chord. Right. The horizontal distance between 2 successive regular stations on the curve is called normal chord. Right. So if you are having the horizontal between 2 successive regular stations, okay, so on the curve it is called normal chord. Anywhere if you are taking 2 distances, no, so that is called normal chord. Then subchord, any chord shorter than that of the normal chord, it is called a short chord. Okay. Next, right-handed curve and we have the left-handed curve, right? So if the curve is deflected to right hand outside of the progress of the survey, then it is called right-handed curve, right? So if you are starting from left side to right side, if you are drawing like this, this is the right-handed curve, right? If the curve is deflected to the left side of the progress, then survey work it is called. If you are starting from left to right, okay, so this is called left hand side curve and this is the right hand. This is right hand curve, right? If it is progress like this, if it is progress back now, this is called left-handed, okay, curve. Okay, so these are the elements of curves. Now we are going to see the formulas for elements of simple curve, right? So in this figure you can see here, this is the center, again we have central angle, then we have radius of r, okay, so we have apex distance. Apex distance is this, apex distance is this is the mid-ordinate from center of the curve to center of the chord, right? This is the point of curve T1, point of tangent is T2. If the distance of this curve is called L and this distance is called chord length, then from this point to this point is whatever is the tangent length. Again you can say this is also tangent length. The inner side of the angle of this point, what is called tangent, so that is called angle of intersection. Exterior angle is called deflection angle. The point is called point of intersection. Okay, so these are the elements. Now we are going to see the what is called formulas, right? So how to derive these values, right? So next, the first thing is the length of the chord. Length of the chord, right? So the length of the chord is given by r into delta, right? So capital R into delta. Okay. Now in this figure you can see. So what is the first point? Length of the chord. You want to know this length. Okay, this is delta now, right? So what is the this value? This will be the L. Okay, so L and this is the R radius, right? So if you want to know that distance, okay, so you are going to take it as small l is equals to R into delta, right? So that is equals to, this is in degrees, no? So we are going to make it into degrees. So R into delta pi by 180. Okay, so now from here LB equals to pi r delta by 180. Same thing we are going to put. Okay, so where r is the radius of the curve, delta is the deflection, angle is in the degrees, incident is in the radians, right? Next, tangent length. Okay, tangent length is from the t, right? It will be equals to t, right? So in the figure what you saw now, this will be the curve, this is the thing, this is the thing, this is the t2, this is T1 from this point to point of intersection, whatever length or point of intersection to T2, those are called T. That's why T is equals to T1 into Vn naught, right? T1 V or V T2, right? So anything that is equals to R tan theta by 2, okay? That is equals to R tan delta by 2, okay? So next, length of chord, okay? How to find length of chord? That is L is equals to T1 to, again we have D in between, that means like this, okay? If D is inside, T1 to D, D2, okay? T1 D, T2, okay? So that will be equals to 2 T1 D, okay? So from the triangle delta O T1 D, okay? So if you are taking O T1 D, right? This is the D now. So in this triangle, what is going to do now? See. From there, we are going to see sin delta by 2. Sin delta by 2 is equals to T1D divided by R. Okay. So in this triangle, no. So triangle is like this. This is O. This is T1. This is D. Here whatever angle is there, that is delta by 2. Okay. Sin means T1D. Okay. So this opposite side by hypotenuse. Na hypotenuse is the radius, that is R. That's why sin delta by 2 is equals to T1D divided by R, right? R T1D is equals to R sin delta divided by 2. R sin delta divided by 2. Okay. So now finally the length is equals to 2 times of T1D. That's why 2 into T1D, 2R sin delta by 2. Okay. 2R delta by 2. That is the length of the chord. Okay. Next, apex distance. Okay. Apex distance is nothing but if this is the curve, right? So this one, right? Apex distance. This is the from curve to the point of intersection. So curve point is C and this is I. Okay. So that's why what he did there, what is given there, right? So this distance, this is called apex distance, right? Here we are going to take as V and this point is taken as C, right? So VC will be the apex distance, but we have value, right? Total this one VO, this from here to here, this is VO minus CO. If you are deducting this, CO is nothing but capital R, radius, right? So VO minus CO. What is VO? VO is equals to, okay, from here to here, right? That will be equals to this value, okay? So VO is equal to R secant delta by 2, okay? CO is nothing but radius, that is R value, right? So now E is equals to R secant delta by 2 into R by D, this the minus 1 ఉంటుంది. So this will be equals to apex distance. Then coming to the mid ordinate. Mid ordinate is this, right? C నుంచి D వరకు ఉంది, right? So that's why mid ordinate O naught is equals to CD. That CD is equals to CO minus DO. CO minus DO. CO is equals to capital R and DO is equals to R cos delta by 2. So finally you are going to get R into 1 minus cos delta by 2. Okay. So you just understood this, it will be easily understandable, right? So next we are going to see about the designation of the curve in the next class. Okay. So thank you.